It's time for the Pestrogen podcast with your hosts, Jenny and Candace.
Welcome to another episode of the Pestrogen podcast. My name is Jenny, and I am here with the lovely, most beautifulest Candace Nordquist from the other side of the country. How are you, beautiful?
I'm doing good. It's 1 week closer to my kiddo leaving me, so my heart is slowly breaking. But I will live. I promise. I know. I keep counting it down. I'm like, oh my god, I got like a month and like a week left. Ugh.
That's crazy.
Yes, like as we said pre-show, like just had to buy all new furniture for the bedroom, like because we're not bringing their current bed and computer desk and all that. Because then it requires a U-Haul that I just don't want to deal with.
Right.
And we ran prices, and it was cheaper to just buy it all new.
Yeah.
So I just did that today, got it sent, have the roommates on alert that it's coming.
Oh.
And I told them that they don't need to set it up. I just at least want the mattress taken out of its vacuum packing so it can form.
Yeah.
But, once again, it's not needed right now. Because, it'll be delivered mid next week, whatever. Don't need to do it right now. Just a few days before we get there, at least.
Yeah.
But work-wise, it's the end of the month. It's been insane. I swear. Brandon worked today. Technically, Brandon has to work tomorrow because it's the last day of bat season here. I don't know if that's a whole countrywide thing, but at least here, we can't do any bat exclusion June 1st on until, I think, September 1st. But he has a bat cone up at a gentleman's house, so we got to get it taken down and excluded out, or he just has to deal with them all summer long.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, it's up on the very top of his house.
Oh, yay.
Oh, yeah. It's never an easy situation to do.
No, right?
Never.
Gotta love roof work.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what Brandon was saying, that Jude's going to work tomorrow, is he's going to make Jude go with him.
Oh, there you go.
He'll hold the tools.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But, yeah.
How was your week? How was your week?
It was good. Not super eventful work-wise, just normal aunt stuff and whatnot. But today I just got back from my brother's wedding. So,
yay!
Congratulations, Billy. My big brother, Billy. It was weird because everybody's like, "What's up, Bill?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck's Bill? He's Billy."
I do the same thing when people call my big brother Michael. I'm like, no, dude, that's Mike or Mikey.
Right? Yeah.
Who the fuck is Michael?
I'm gonna check you right now. That's Billy. Yep. But yeah, it was beautiful. He couldn't have asked for a nicer day out here. It was freaking gorgeous. So
nice.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun catching up with him and all that good stuff. But
nice.
We do have a guest with us today.
We do. Our first 3-timer.
Woo! Thank you, Suann, for joining us for a third time. You are amazing.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Hello, everybody.
Yes, absolutely. We love it. How was your week?
It has been I feel like an emotional week. It has just been intense. I've had some equipment issues this week. I was really super excited. I got new ink this week. Of course, we had the holiday. I actually found out yesterday one of my clients passed away. So I feel like it's been a mixed bag. It's just been a lot. So, and then of course today, I had a big event that my business sponsors, it's called Touch a Truck, where we get to go downtown, and the kids, they get to experience touching all the different types of equipment that are service vehicles. So there's cranes, fire trucks, police trucks. We had a storm chaser there today, which was pretty exciting and new. So of course I have my truck there so that people can see and I can educate. And then I take a large collection of bugs. I had a pretty large bald-faced hornet's nest that I took along today that the kids really enjoyed getting to see. And of course, then you have to do the little spiel that, this is dormant. You can touch this. You can If you see one in the wild, you need to let your mommy or daddy know that you have one, so that they take care of, or getting either a professional, or depending on the size, what they need to do about it. So
Yes.
that was really cool, which is why I'm all sunburnt and just kind of relaxing by my fire this evening, chilling out, just relaxing after a long week.
That's awesome. That's so cool. And yes, I know that feeling of when the client passes away. I had that. I like went to their house, knocked on the door, the daughter answers, which she's been dealing with a lot of it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, how's it going?" blah blah blah. She's like, "Mom passed away 3 days ago." I'm like, "Oh my god."
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, oh, this was a while ago. It was like I think it was like beginning of the year or so." But yeah, I know that feeling because I was just like, "Oh my god." I'm like, I don't have to be here. I can come back." She's like, "No, you're already here. I just wanted you to know because I know you really liked her." I did.
I did. Oh, that's so
She was super sweet.
yeah, it's never easy losing a client. And of course, this client, she's been sick for some time. And we actually do have done 3 generations. The granddaughter is a military family, and so they don't live in our area anymore. But her daughter-in-law is my pampered chef lady, and so I've known this family for years. I actually read about it in obituary. Haven't been to their house yet since I found out, but so.
Yeah, I'm sad.
It's
Sorry
hard
to
no
hear
matter
about
how
that.
you find out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like they almost become family. Like an extended family, but it's just like, oh, it just hits you in the feels.
Yeah, yeah. When you've been servicing clients for 10 years or more, like they do, yes.
Yes. Yeah, the one that passed away for me, she was literally like, we opened in September of 21, and like by like the end of September of 21, she was our client. So she was like one of those I believe in you even though you're a brand new company type of people. And yeah, it was hard. And I know Brandon called me after I found out, and he's like, "Why do you sound like upset?" And I'm like, "I'll talk to you later." I didn't want to tell him over the phone.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. When I came home, I told him. He's like, "I figured."
That's so sad.
It is.
But what brings us together today is Tick Splosian Armageddon of 2026.
Right?
That's a good name for it, because I feel like that's very much what. I apologize for the loud noise, motorcycle driving by. But
Okay.
the ticks have definitely exploded. Like, it is, yeah. We're getting regular calls on a consistent basis, and I think people are more aware. They're just, even more than 5 years ago, they are just more aware.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yes.
Definitely. Like, my family and I went on a hike like a week or 2 ago. And yeah, we went off trail a little bit. Like, I like to turn over the logs and look at the ants. And then my daughter climbed a tree and whatnot. But we came home to like 9 ticks. Only one bit, and it bit my husband. Bit him in the leg. Yep. But me and my daughter, my eldest daughter, had some just crawling on us. And my poor eldest, she took off all her clothes. She had 5 on her. Just yeah. And I think it's probably from when she climbed the tree. I don't know. But you never know. I don't know. They're freaking crazy this year.
They are.
They are.
Like, I know here or in the Pacific Northwest, I don't think it was everywhere in the Pacific Northwest, but at least here on the coast, we had a super mild winter. I think maybe all of actual winter, we had maybe a week, and not a consistent week, but just 7 days of below freezing temperatures. So, like, we've already exploded in, like, I already have paper wasp hives that I have to take down. You know,
wow.
it's like, it's like shit that should not be so active already is already so active. Even back in, like, March, we were taking down paper wasp hives. We're going, what the hell?
Right.
But yeah, we did not have a cold winter at all. Not even for us. Like, we don't get snow often. But, like, we just, like, you guys, Jenny was telling me, having negative temperatures, and I'm like, it's 50 degrees here today.
It's crazy.
It
It
is
was
crazy. We had a
insane.
pretty harsh winter here, and everything froze early. So usually I don't think the lakes and things start to freeze till January, but I think everything was frozen. We had snow, I want to say even as early as November this year, which is very odd. And we've had a very cold or cool spring. It's not really been a lot of days over 50 degrees, even here in May. We're in past Memorial Day weekend, and right now it's probably 60 degrees.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's very odd for us.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like majority of my days have been 60 degrees, which is very odd for me to be this warm already.
Yeah. It was 70 degrees here today. It was nice.
Nice.
Right? Yeah. But you're getting a lot of tick calls already?
Oh, we definitely are. So, and I think maybe just all the awareness. So, of course, May is Lyme Disease Awareness Month, and I really am an advocate for any vector-borne illnesses. And so, this month I have attended numerous networking groups. I've done a lot of guest speaking at places. I put ribbons in my town, Lyme ribbons, to be able to raise Lyme awareness. And I handed out tick removal kits to give you the proper steps on how to remove a tick. So I gave over 250 tick remover kits away. We put over 70 ribbons out for Lyme disease awareness, and I probably have done maybe 5 or 6 events that I have been able to spread the word to try to prevent vector illness. So I think that, and then of course the government is taking a stance or trying to be more active for Lyme or doing more representation. So not really sure. It's not necessarily political. It doesn't matter where you sit on with the administration, but our current secretary for Health and Human Services is definitely raising awareness or bringing about some awareness for Lyme, which is much needed advocation for.
Definitely.
So I'm thinking people are just more aware because it's everywhere. It's in the news. It's all over. So
Yes. With the tick removal kit, is that those like cool tweezers that you had posted on Pestrogen the other day?
it is. So I
That's
print them
awesome.
out every year. So the one side has a tweezer and the other side has like a little hook. So sometimes with a dog, it might be easier to do the hook to be able to pull them out. Sometimes your pets are not so cooperative for you to be able to remove a tick. And of course, sometimes smaller ticks, if you just squeeze them with tweezers, they're too small and they just kind of squish and you risk spreading everything back inside your immune system or in your bloodstream when you're pulling them out. And so it gives you multiple options depending on the size of the tick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, those are super cool. Like, that's awesome that you put like your company logo and everything on them, because then
Yeah.
people will be like using them and then go, "Oh, we're having a tick issue in our yard. We should call this company on this equipment right here."
Yep, I keep a pack of them in my purse, or I keep one of them in my purse at all times. So, but my little tick remover kit was, it was something that was recommended to me from one of the Lyme programs that I'm affiliated with. And so I put like a pair of rubber gloves in there, some alcohol wipes, a Band-Aid, the tweezers, a little Ziploc bag, and then the steps to be able to properly remove them. So, of course, you want to be able to get as close to the skin with tweezers, and you want to just pull directly up. You don't want to twist, you don't want to turn, you don't want to squish it. You don't want to use essential oils on it. That's a myth. They will back out if you do that, but of course they're going to spew everything in their system back in your bloodstream. Matches, again, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to back out, but it's just not going to be safe or effective. So then you put the tick in the Ziploc bag and you send it off. So paticklabs.org or ticklabs.org. In Pennsylvania, for residents, it's free to test a tick, and you'll have results in 3 days. And it's actually easier to test a tick for vector-borne illnesses than it is to test a person. More reliable, and you get your results again in 3 days. So you would be able to tell
Perfect.
whatever type of tick it is. They will identify that in case you're not sure, and they'll tell you whatever diseases it has, because, of course, certain ticks carry certain diseases.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I had seen something in one of my local groups about ticks, saying, that the old myths, like the match and all that stuff, was, well, a myth, and then here's how to do it. anytime I see something pest related, I usually will comment on it. Yes, this is great. No, this is stupid. I don't know a lot about ticks, so I screenshotted it and posted it in Pestrogen and tagged Suann in it because who better to ask?
Right.
And asked her if this was correct information because I didn't want these people to be thinking that it was correct and you're telling me no, this is actually just as stupid. But no, she completely agreed that it was great, gave me extra information. I had more information from a past guest, Morgan Kerr, that told me, yeah, this is great too. Here's some extra stuff that you can give them as well. I copied and pasted both of those replies and gave it to those people, and everybody has thanked me for it. Because I told
that's
them one was an
wonderful.
entomologist and one was like very, into ticks and mosquitoes as pest control. That's what they do. And everybody was just like, oh my God, thank you so much. Because I even gave them that ticklabs.org. They had no idea about it. I didn't have any idea about it. But yeah, they're like, oh yeah, I went there and looked at it. That's so cool.
Right.
Anything to help, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's very easy to send it in. You just use regular snail mail. And then usually they email your result within about 3 days. So
That's so cool. Like, nothing happens in 3 days anymore.
no.
That's so cool, though.
Yes. Love it. Now,
So what other... Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
no,
Jenny.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. So what other, since we talked to you last, what other, Lyme disease stuff have you gotten into? Are you just running with, your same programs that you always have for the awareness, or have you gotten into anything new?
I think I probably have expanded. I've just expanded in my reach of who I'm trying to reach. So as my education and the more people I talk to, the more I learn. And I just want to be able to share that with other people to prevent. And so even if I can make the difference in one person's life, I feel like it makes a difference. So
Definitely, because after hearing what you and Stacy were talking about with Lyme disease, I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my
Right.
God. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, because, that's some bad stuff, man.
it is. And most people, even all the different vector-borne illnesses, they appear as a cold. And so some people, you think you have like a cold or the flu, or could be fevers, chills. Some people don't even get any symptoms or until their immune system breaks down. So maybe they were bit 10 years ago and then they ended up getting cancer or something. And so the chemo weakened their immune system, and then the Lyme will come out full force. So, I mean, it can be a mimicker of just about anything. So,
Damn. That's
That's
so
awful.
crazy, because it's such a horrible thing, and it just mimic a, common cold or the flu. And people are just be like, oh, I'll just rest, or oh, I'll just take some Tamiflu. You don't think of it to that extent, but yeah, I can't think of it. No, actually, no. I have had one tick on me that bit me when I was in the 5th grade in Oklahoma. It was in my hair. My mom found it.
oh,
I don't know what kind of tick it was or if it gave me anything, but I'm a relatively healthy person, so who knows if something major happens to me and my immune system drops.
Good.
Maybe
Yeah.
it'll show that if it actually gave me something.
well, hopefully that
Hopefully
doesn't
not.
happen. Hopefully that doesn't
Hopefully
happen.
not.
Right. That's where I got it as a kid always too, was in my hair. Like in my scalp. Yep.
I'm definitely a tick magnet, which is why I would buy a pest control business that specializes in mosquitoes and ticks. So,
Perfect.
Full
That's
circle.
what you do.
yes.
Yes.
I'm a flea magnet. I used to be.
Oh,
Like, the past couple of
When I have
years-
been exposed to them, yeah, I'm a flea magnet too. So,
Yeah, the
hate
past
that.
couple of years, they've attacked Brandon and not me, so I'm like, I'm good. And
Right.
mosquitoes too. I get bit by a mosquito and it just swells.
Yeah.
I don't even have to touch it, itch it. It's just this huge lump, and I'm like, bleh.
Yep.
yep, I have that too. And then of course I'm allergic to bees, so of course that adds into that. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's fun.
Oh yeah, that's Brandon as well. Anytime we take a hive out, both of us have an EpiPen in the pocket of the suit.
That's smart.
Yep.
Very smart. Damn.
Oh yeah, it's loads of fun.
So I am a conspiracy theorists. I love looking into conspiracy theories. Okay,
It's
not
fun.
yeah, I was about to say not that I believe every single one I hear, but I like reading into them. And one of them I've heard is like that the government is sending out boxes of ticks and planes are pouring them out over whatever. What do you guys think about that theory?
Go ahead, Suann, you first.
I'm definitely a conspiracy theorist myself, so I could see that. And in fact, I think I've actually seen some recent reports so that they are claiming they actually did that with Lyme years ago. So if that, of course, is true and that pans out, because I know the newest rumors are about the alpha-gal syndrome, which is the meat allergy, which I don't know if you realize how intense that is. You can't even take like vitamins and supplements because the gelatin on the outside of them are made from beef bovine. And so it really changes your entire life of what you can consume because you have so many byproducts that are created from beef or the meat. So, and pork actually affects you there too. So you cannot eat pork as well if you are bit with the alpha-gal syndrome.
I thought it was
So
just red meat.
no, pork is
Oh.
so I had somebody ask me that, so I had to do some research, and so pork is included in that. And
I'll have
actually,
to tell my son.
so somebody I was reading too against conspiracy theorists, that you can take like acupuncture to try to not be affected by the alpha-gal, and that did not actually work. So somebody actually went into anaphylactic shock because they were masking it. They thought they were able to eat meat, and they kept eating meat, and they kept feeling okay after this acupuncture, and then it targeted them, and it was like anaphylactic shock. So that is how bad the allergy can be. So I could totally see, circling back, that our government, I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I could definitely see scientists or somebody they're testing and doing this, but I could see that's how Lyme started, and I could definitely see possible connection to this alpha-gal with that. So, of course, there's no concrete proof. It's a conspiracy. But yeah, I could definitely. I mean, you didn't hear about this type of stuff 25 years ago like you do today. So,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, they're getting ready to release mosquitoes in Florida. Did you see that?
I saw that.
Conspiracy theorists like talking all about that. They're hoping to be able to prevent them from breeding. It's a genetically modified mosquito that they're going to release in Florida.
Yeah, I saw
So-
that. I think I just approved a post on PCHD about that.
So again, conspiracy theorists, are they going to do that? And of course, what's going to be the impact? So as much as I don't like mosquitoes and I treat yards for mosquitoes, they also feed our wildlife, birds and other things. I mean, we can't eradicate them. They are a food source. They're part of the food chain.
Yes.
What about all the
absolutely.
bats that eat them?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like one of their main food sources. I love bats. Like, they're just, like, we have small brown bats here. And I always tell people, especially if they have, like, swampy land. I mean, I'm on the coast. Everything is swampy here. Stick up a bat box. We'll get them moved over there. Keep the bat here, and then you won't have mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Or they'll be very, very minimal, and it has worked. I have yet to be proved wrong on it. But it's like, if we eradicate all the mosquitoes, yay for not getting bit, but when all the frickin' bats don't have anything to eat anymore,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not okay.
And they've been around since dinosaur times. I mean, they've been found in amber. So, yeah, they've been in existence since long before we were.
And I know everybody has seen Jurassic Park. Come on now.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah. And that goes with a lot of the target pests that we deal with. Like, I had a conversation with my 10-year-old today about rats, and she's like, I have a friend who has pet rats, and they're just freaking adorable. And I was like, yes, they are. And I was like, that's a domesticated rat that isn't, like, soiling someone's home. And like, rats are okay in the wild or whatever, they're part of the ecosystem and stuff. It's just when they like destroy somebody's home,
Yes.
and that's when we have to intervene.
I've actually told people to get, some people are looking into hamsters. I think a pet rat is actually a better domesticated pet than a hamster. They don't bite as often. They're a little bit more docile compared to, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't want them in my home running wild.
Right.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, disease.
Yeah, see, the post that I saw on it was Google is seeking federal approval to unleash 32 million mosquitoes in Florida and California.
Yeah.
Because that's, they're just going to stay there.
Right. And then another thing that science has enabled us to utilize, I learned at our mosquito class at Purdue for my category 8 that the mosquito minnows or whatever, they're utilized in Indiana, but under like very strict guidelines because they eat everything.
Yeah.
Like everything. So they can be very harmful. So we were all joking in the class and we're like, we're going to break in and steal some of those and then, whatever. And the person speaking with us, the director there, he was like, go ahead and try. It's under barbed wire and all kinds, like it's under heavy,
surveillance.
Heavy surveillance because they're destructive. Like they don't
Yeah.
want that out in the, fuck up the whole ecosystem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't understand ecosystems and how they work, so.
Yeah.
But no, like, I have a pond out front of my house. It's just like, the pond liner, it's up out of the ground. It was here when we bought the house. But if we don't have fish in it and we don't have a pump in it, about this time of the year, you start noticing the mosquito larvae in it. So then we'll go down to the pet store and buy just like the feeder goldfish. I'll buy like hundreds of them and just throw them in that pond and get it nice and cleaned out and, start getting a pump running in it and everything. And we won't feed them, but they will eat all that mosquito larva. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yep.
Get it.
I did my part.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a natural, perfect way of mosquito control. So,
Yeah, right now my dog's pool, just a little kiddie pool, has mosquito larvae in it. I noticed. I kicked it and watched them all swim. I was like, shit. Now gotta dump
I
this
just
out.
dumped mine out this week because we've had days of rain. So, yep, my little dog kiddie pool had that too. So
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
guilty. I'm not perfect.
I told Brandon, I was like, well, you got to tell Jude that he's got to dump the pool because then I kicked it and was like, we got larvae. He's like, how are we a pest control company and are breeding mosquitoes? I said, hey, we don't do mosquitoes because like even at 7 o'clock this morning, we had 20-mile-an-hour winds. I'm going,
Oh,
how
yeah,
is
you would.
the fog for a mosquito in this kind of a wind? That's constant.
Yeah.
People ask me about it. I've been looking into like the into care and stuff like that because it's not a fogging or misting or anything like that because it's not going to work here. Mm-hmm. But because we still obviously get mosquitoes. But so I've been looking into that. Have you used any of that kind of stuff, Suann?
We do use into care. So of course the results for that are a little bit slower because it is more of a natural approach. And it actually stops the breeding cycle in the larvae phase. And so of course your adult mosquitoes are still coming into the yard from your neighbor's yard or whatnot. But they are effective, especially with the Aedes types mosquitoes. We have a couple properties that are a lot of wetlands, and we use them as a supplemental, and they see great results with the into care. So, but again, you got to target the right mosquito. So I don't necessarily see as good of results with the Culex as I do with the Aedes. So it's identifying your pest, which you guys know that. So
That's always the identification, and I think we have the Aedes here. I'm not 100% sure because, like I said, we don't do mosquitoes. But we would definitely figure out what the main culprit is here before we did that. Invested in it, but I just I've had people have great results. I've had people have not as great, but it's probably targeting the wrong pest, like you were just saying. So I just wanted to know if you have used it because obviously you do mosquito and tick control. Yeah. You would know if it's a good product or not.
It works for some properties, but not for everybody. So, but not every property is the same. So not every, even no matter what pest you're fighting, not everything works. So
definitely.
Right. Yeah. I noticed that too, even with us utilizing, we do the into care as well. And a lot of properties we used it on, it worked, but I still got some complaints from others, and it was the first time I had utilized it, so I was just like, at first I was like, man, I don't know about this stuff, but yeah, I think it's very matters what the property is for that.
Yeah.
What kind of tick do you encounter most where you're at, Suann?
So I think we have more probably your deer tick or your black-legged tick and dog ticks. But of course, in our area, we do have the Lone Star tick, although for the most part, it's more western, although we do have them. So I'm in the central part of Pennsylvania, about halfway between Philly and Pittsburgh. And so I have seen Lone Star ticks, but they're not as predominant. Of course, they're the ones with the alpha gal. They carry like Rocky Mountain spotted fever, some of the diseases that they carry. We also have, and they are becoming more regular in our area, is the Asian longhorn tick. So the only thing I really know about them, and I'm still learning more information about them because they're kind of new to our area, is that they can actually reproduce asexually. So they do not need a mate after a blood meal to be able to reproduce. So that's kind of its own little
That's-
scary scenario.
Yeah, that's scary.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's awful. The other day when we found all those ticks on us, they were all American dog ticks. Every single one. So, it's like, dang. So, I haven't seen, this whole season, I haven't seen anything other than American dog ticks.
Okay, so they carry encephalitis and Rocky Mountain spotted fever. So you still, even though it is not a deer tick, you want to send them to PA Tick Labs or to ticklabs.org and have them tested because they can carry, every tick is a bad tick. There is not a good tick out there. So,
Right.
but they do some diseases, some only carry certain diseases and some carry others. So, but those are known for the dog ticks.
Fair.
All right, I'm gonna have to remember that because I swear Brandon gets bit by a tick. He hasn't in a while. Like the last one he had was like right here on his chest, and he told me he cut it out with a knife, and I'm like, what? What?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, you're
Why?
fucking crazy.
Yeah. I was laying in bed the other night and I felt something crawling up my leg, the back of my leg, and I just kind of like wigged out like that fight or flight thing, and I grabbed it and I threw it across the room. So it was either a tick or a spider because it felt like crunchy, and I haven't seen a single ant in this house, so it wasn't an ant. Like, so it was either a tick or a spider, and I was like, shit. Because I work outside, you know,
Right?
like,
Yep.
oh.
Yep, I understand. I get sometimes talking about it, or if I'm at a place that I've seen a lot of them, I get all, ugh. So I feel like
I
they're
hate
crawling
it.
all over me, even if they're not, but
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a thing, especially in like, as Jenny would know, in a bed bug job, you just start getting like the heebie-jeebies. You're like, did I touch that bed too long? Did I lean on that couch? Did I lean on that cabinet that I just found like a whole freaking nursery of bed bugs in? You're like, whoa. Then you
Yep.
just start itching. You're like,
I
Hate
think
it.
my family has gotten used to me. So of course, when we travel, the first thing I do is go tear apart all the beds. Like, I mean, before we even get, but I think that they've probably adjusted that I do that now as just a preventative because I'm not bringing something like that home. So
hell
when
no.
I'm traveling, I don't know who's treating these properties.
Exactly. And I just
Nope.
don't, like, I can deal with it, but I don't want to.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, I can fix it, but I don't want to have to deal with
Yeah,
it. If I can
especially
stop it
bed
here.
bugs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, like, the prep work is so
Yeah.
much work.
It is. It is. Absolutely. So, but even when you come home or come back from a hike, you should put your clothes in the dryer for 15 minutes. And I usually, when we come back from a hike, I bathe my dogs and I bathe us. And so I just plan. We don't go on a hike if I can't do the whole regiment when we get home. So,
Yes. Okay, so say you go on a hike with your family and there's a tick check routine. Is there anything I should know when I'm like checking my kids or my husband? Like, is there like hiding spots that are weird?
there are very weird hiding spots, especially for your pets. So they like nooks and crannies, in all of your personal areas. small, like under your armpits, behind your ears, in your hairline. For pets, I've seen them in the pet's eyeball. A really odd place, and I always show people this because I don't think people believe me. And if once you post this, I could comment underneath the video. For a dog, I've seen them up and under the gums in their mouth. So you need to be checking in between their webbing of their feet, in their ears, like anywhere that's, I mean, you figure their environment, they like moist and cool and damp when they're on your property, that they like that with you too. They want somewhere that's moist and like a little nook and cranny. And so we have tons of them on our body.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, my son went out on a hike with a bunch of his friends, and when he came home, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go take a shower." And the first thing Brandon says to him is, before you get in the shower, when you strip down, he said, check your undercarriage, check all of that, check around, look where your underwear were sitting, check the back of your knees, check your armpits, all of
Butt
that.
crack.
Yep,
Yep,
I can
absolutely.
look so far, but he's
Yeah,
a 16-year-old boy. I'm not checking anything there. I'm like, you go look, buddy, you're good.
Get a mirror. Get a mirror and check it out, right?
We have a really big mirror in our bathroom. He can use it.
Yep.
So, but and of course you're supposed to check the next day too. So of course if they're attached, they may be, especially if it's the nymph phase, they're so small. So if you wait till the next day, they may be large enough to see. So you don't want to just check once and be done. You're supposed to check for the next couple days, because as they continue to feed on you, they get larger and they're a little bit easier to notice.
I did not even think about that.
Me
Thank
neither.
you.
I need
Yeah,
to do
so
that.
even as a nymph, they'll feed on you?
Oh yeah, the nymphs, they carry Lyme. So one of the first hosts, so it takes a tick about 3 years to become an adult, from when they're laid as eggs and they hatch. And every phase they need a blood meal to move to the next phase, which is why the first phase they often hit a mouse or something because they're very small, which is why the white-footed mouse is the #1 carrier of Lyme disease. So then when they become the next size up, they are looking for like foxes and things like that. And then as a full adult, they like deer so as they grow in size, kind of the host of what they're looking for, but they need 3 blood meals to be able to become an adult.
Wow. Damn.
I hate that.
Right? It's like, bleh.
Now that you are all grossed out for the evening.
Right?
Now that everybody's having fun.
Right. Damn. That's wild.
You gotta love having the fun conversations about icky stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. I'm definitely going to be doing the checking the day after, because I don't normally do that. So we should definitely be doing that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that with my son, because he went through the woods and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really wasn't quote-unquote tick season.
Yeah.
But, like I said, we had such a mild winter. Who the hell knows when tick season really started here?
Yes.
Tick season is anything above freezing. So we actually start our tick season here usually in March. So tick season is anything above freezing temperatures.
Well, like
They
I
don't
had said,
die.
We really didn't have much of a freezing temperature at all this winter, so...
And they were probably active all winter.
Yeah, because we'd have like a day of freezing, and then the next day it'd be like the low of 40, and then you'd go for like a month, and then we'd have a day of freezing, and then above 40 again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Next month I am going on the Indiana Bio Blitz, so I'm going to be with probably Team Spider again, and crawling through everywhere looking for spiders and stuff. I have thought a lot about how more active it seems ticks are this year, and I'm kind of nervous. Like, so if you were about to go on some adventure where you're going to be like frolicking around in the brush, like what would you do, Suann, to prepare or protect yourself?
So of course, when I'm out treating properties, our clothing carries a amount of residue anyway, which is why you take the precautions as the label says. So peripherin is great to be able to apply to your boots. And you can do that like every other month, and you just make sure you let it dry. It is toxic to cats, so you have to know that. Not toxic to dogs, so you can even put on like a bandana that you would put on your dog as long as you spray it and let it dry. So you could treat your clothing with that if you know that you're going to be in an area that's infested with ticks, and make sure that let the product dry and then just be able to utilize it. You can, I think it's insectshield.com or something, so you can actually send your clothes to have them treated. And I think they last for like 6 months after you have them treated. And you can wash them and everything, but they put a material that repels ticks. So when you're out picnicking, you can spray your blanket with that. And again, let it dry. As long as you don't have cats, I wouldn't recommend because it is toxic to cats. But for dogs, it would be great if you're out picnicking or doing whatnot and put a blanket down to be able to, on the ground, it will prevent the ticks from coming into where you are. So,
Awesome.
treating your clothing and treating is a great prevention tool. So
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm definitely going to do that because I'm kind of like, I was going to have the kids come with me, but I'm like, nah. Like, I don't have to worry about like 9 hours of hiking with you, like, because it goes all day. Last year I was there from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So,
Damn.
yeah, and then when I left, they were setting up sheets and lights to look at moths and stuff.
Okay,
So,
that's cool.
That, I know, I wish I could have stayed for that part because that just would be cool. But I had already been there 12 hours. So
Right. I'm ready to go
Yeah.
home.
Right.
So you said that's a spider walk. So do you get to see like fishing spiders? And is that like what you're hunting for? Is what you would see in your journeys?
So it's a bio blitz. So we're accompanied by a professor or something of biology of that specific, and you can choose a different category. There's like mammals, birds, whatever, and I always choose an insect category, of course. Like last year, I was invited by Kevin Weiner of All Bugs Go to Kevin group.
Yeah, I follow that group.
Yes, so I joined him with the spider group this year, but this year he's not going to be there. He has his own educational thing he's set up on his own. So, but this year I'm going to go with it. But so you're taking nets and things and you're gathering spiders in the brush and whatever, and you bring it back to the biologist in a vial, and whether or not they need it for their research, they'll keep it. Like in our area, wolf spiders are just like a dime a dozen. So
Yeah.
if you bring that biologist a wolf spider, he'll look at you like, get out of here. Like, I don't want this. You better not
enough.
bring me another fucking wolf spider.
We have a lot of those too. So,
Yeah.
and along
So,
our creeks and things, I see a lot of fishing spiders. So I feel like they're pretty popular in our area too. So
yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
maybe I'm just delusional, but what the hell is a fishing spider?
it's they're pretty large actually, and they actually have like a burrowed hole in a tree. And they like to be along streams, and I actually think they target fish. I think that's part of the one of their food source, but they eat insects and other things as well. But I just have heard that they're called a fishing spider. We have several here in the state park locally. I had to do
That's
some
awesome.
identification, but they're super cool.
Yeah,
I
I've
like
never
all
heard of that.
bugs,
That's
so
cool.
I'm always, when I find something new, I got to research what it is. And so last year I think I saw my first fishing spider.
That's cool. I've never heard of that. Like, I don't have a wide variety of what's around here with me. So, yeah, hearing about different ones like fishing spiders and whatever. Like, I hate, like, spiders freak me out. I have been the hugest arachnophobic person forever. I can deal with them now. Now that I'm in pest control, I can deal with them. But, like, having them on me,
I was about to say, I don't like the feeling of it, like, when it was crawling, whatever it was crawling on the back of my leg, I hated that. But if I can, like, see it and stuff, that's cool.
yeah. I can deal with, like, wiping them down off a building or identifying one for somebody, because unless you live a little bit more east and off of the coast here, you don't have any type of spider that's going to really hurt you. Like, the closest thing we have, like I said, is a little bit farther east. We have black widows. That's it. But then, of course, you always have the people going, oh, I found a brown recluse. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
And then you try to tell people that, and then they're like, well, Google said. Just go with that then. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But I am such an outdoorsy person that I hate the thought of being afraid to be outside. And that's where I think this education is crucial.
I agree. I love to be outside. So, in fact, this evening, sitting here, we have a rookery. So I don't know if you're familiar with what a rookery is. So blue herons, actually all like your the whooping crane and all that, they nest in a group. And we have a rookery less than a mile and a half from my house. And so there's like 60 blue heron nests. They all nest together. And so every night they fly over my house. Every morning they fly over my house. So I get to really enjoy seeing the blue heron on a regular basis. And as I was sitting here this evening, several of them were heading out to grab their last meal for the evening. So
that's so cool.
But they nest together every spring. They come, usually you can find them in February, and they nest. And then here before long, then once the young can be independent on its own, they separate and they don't get back together until spring. So they're a very independent bird once they're on their own.
Nice.
Other than mating season.
Now, I know like ticks will attack pretty much any type of mammal, like you were talking about with the mice and the fox, and then they move up to deer and humans and stuff. Will they go after birds and stuff too?
They will. So something that I do, I have a few properties. Again, every property is different, and so how we treat them is different. We use an adult side spray for several and target like the perimeter area or areas that are shaded and whatnot. So I have a couple farms. And of course, they have rodents because, of course, they're a farm, but they also have farm cats, and they have, and again, the ecosystem. So they don't want to necessarily put out bait boxes for the mice, but the mice are bringing in ticks. And so we put out tick tubes as an extra support. And I actually make them myself. I use PVC pipe, a small piece of it. We cut it, and then you soak them in permethrin, and you put the cotton balls inside, and then the mice will grab them and use them to make their nests. And so then the ticks are not sticking to the mice. So you're keeping the ecosystem in check and preventing the ticks from being on the property. So this is not a proven science. This is purely my own experiment in doing. So I put out a nesting box for my birds in the spring, and I soak some permethrin with cotton balls for them to be able to put in their nests so that the birds are not getting ticks and not bringing ticks into my yard. So
perfect.
If you read the side of the label, I mean, it's supposed to be there. So,
yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I'm sorry, but sometimes I would rather have the what has happened from a tech out in the field than what has happened from a scientist in a lab. Mm-hmm. Because out in the field is completely different than a lab. You can have the perfect settings in a lab, and then that shit don't work in the field. So no, I would completely go after doing the permethrin on the cotton balls because you said that it works rather than a scientist saying that it works, for me anyways.
So I only do that at my house, and of course I put ribbons and strings and other thing in. So I take a suet feeder container and I stuff it full of goodies so that when they come in the spring and they build nests in my yard, which I have, I try to bring certain wildlife in. Of course, I know that that's somewhat against controlling some of the pests that I'm looking to do, but I enjoy that as much as anything else. So I want them to be able to be as safe, or me to be as safe as I can be. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
That's super cool because then you still get to enjoy the wildlife, especially the birds. Because birds
I
out
feed
in the wild
them.
are just awesome.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, you don't want to bring in all the ticks and all the other crap that then you're gonna have to deal with.
Yes. Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us again. You are awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having us, for having me. Yeah. So I enjoy this, and this is a perfect way to wrap up my Lyme disease awareness. So
exactly. Yes. I know. I was like talking to Candace, and I'm like, oh, we need to do a tick thing because, like, it's getting crazy out there, and Lyme disease month, like, yeah. I haven't had any calls about ticks yet, And I mentioned it to the owner, and he's like, "Oh, we don't get a lot of calls for ticks." And I'm like, "I don't understand how, because it's crazy out there right now."
So our area is perfect for it. So we have properties that range from like a quarter of an acre, and then we have properties that are 12 to 15 acres here. And so we have little spots of farmland that have clusters of trees and stuff like that. And of course, foxes are not able to survive in that ecosystem, so they're not keeping the mice in check, and thus the breeding is continuing to happen for the ticks, and it's just spreading them. And so
Yes.
but I think that that's because we keep developing our farmlands here, and as we continue to do that, you get these little clusters, and that is just creating a perfect breeding zone for ticks. So I'm pretty certain that's why we have such an epidemic. Plus, we have, thankfully, Pennsylvania is really amazing. We have some great programming, and a lot of our property is wilds. It's woods. It is just so. Everything can run wild as it would be. So we have a lot of mountains and trees, and yes,
That's beautiful.
it is beautiful. Yes.
That's how a lot of Oregon is too, that we just have lots of woods. I'm just happy we don't seem to have as many different kinds of ticks that you have. Which,
Right.
like you said, no tick is a good tick, but
Yeah.
at least we don't have so many different kinds that I gotta worry about.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm sure you have other pests that we don't have on the East Coast, so that I would dread having to deal with there too.
Probably.
We
yeah.
don't have a lot of scary shit here. Like, we don't. Like, people are always
That's
telling me
good.
about all these scary, the scary spiders that can kill you because they're venomous, and, the snakes that can kill you because they're venomous. Like, we have, here on the actual coast, we deal with one kind of cockroach. That's it. It's a German roach. Unless it
Damn.
gets brought in, that's all
Yeah.
we have here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is
like, we
great.
had-
So
Yeah, we had American roaches brought in, but so then like Brandon had to learn how to take care of them.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, once again, you go a little bit further east, then you have the Oriental roach, and then like this Black Widow. And then like there is like timber rattler snakes. A little bit further east, but that's it. But like I'm not even joking. I am right on the coast. Like, I can stand on my back porch and see the bay.
oh, that's so beautiful. I would love to live near the water.
It is pretty cool, but at the same time, it kind of sucks because everybody thinks it's like, oh, it's the perfect weather all the time. No, it's temperature wise, yes, but it's always windy, and it's always
yeah, I
cold
bet.
wind. It's never the warm wind coming from California. It's always the wind coming from like Alaska. Perfect.
Oh yeah, that would
Yay.
not be that would be too cold for me. So
Yeah, see, that's why I'm in a hoodie right now, because it's like 70 degrees outside, but we were having like 20-mile-an-hour winds that were making it feel like it was 45.
Oh. That's not good.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of snakes here. We have copperheads and rattlesnakes, and we have the diamondback and the timber, and there's another venomous snake that's more towards the west. It's not in my Rolodex because it's not in my backyard. So
Right.
and then we have a lot of great friendly snakes. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah. That's a yes noodle.
yes.
Not
Yeah, they're all nope ropes to me, but yeah, I don't like. I can appreciate a black snake. I have seen them eat a rattlesnake all the way down with the rattle, like locally in my hometown. Yep, and so I can appreciate a big old black snake, rat snake anytime. So
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Candace, what were you just drinking out of?
I was
What's
drinking
that?
out of my Pestrogen podcast Tony Spangler tumbler,
And I
and
have
Jenny
the
is
mug.
showcasing her beautiful mug. My mug is actually not with me today. Imagine that.
Oh man. But yes.
And I've come to the conclusion that my mug is officially coffee stained. I've
Yep.
used it so much that it is officially coffee stained.
It is
And
christened.
I am quite proud of it.
I was about to say.
That's the
I am
best
proud.
coffee mugs when they get like that.
Right?
So I'm an avid
But
coffee drinker all hours of the day. So
I'm down. Me and
I'm
Brandon
down.
have come to the agreement. We've handshaken on it and everything. Nothing after 5 p.m. I will go to sleep. I can drink a cup of coffee at 9 p.m. and be asleep by 9:30.
Same.
Brandon, not so much. So anything after 5, he'll be up until like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
caffeine doesn't really do that to me. I could drink a cup of
Me
coffee
neither.
right now and go to bed. So I would be fine.
See, that's how I am. But I've agreed with him. I won't drink any coffee after 5 p.m. either, just because I know he can't.
Yes,
And it's
there you go.
kind of fucked up. I'm sitting there drinking a nice warm cup of coffee, and he's like, "Man,"
I want one.
right?
You can get one of these lovely drinking devices from the lovely SpenglerArt.com, and we highly recommend it because they are amazing.
Yeah, I had ice in this last night, and then I went and grabbed it, God, maybe an hour ago to refill it, and some of the ice had melted, but this is not the straw that it comes with. It's just a random straw that one of my kids had. I pulled the straw up because it has like the little plastic piece at the end, and there was a ring of ice stuck around it. Almost 24 hours later, I still had a chunk of ice, and my ice machine makes little cubes of ice that normally melt just super quick.
Yep. It's amazing.
It was still like nice and cold in there. Perfect. I love it. Got the rubber bottom.
Yes.
Amazing graphics. Tony just posted one in PCHD. He did a lady's profile view and then an overlay of like, I think it was like dragon fire or something, like for her hair. So pretty.
It did turn out really nice. I saw that on there.
Okay, yeah, I was like, wow. But yeah, just like anything you can think of, Tony and Lehan can do. Even if you don't want graphics, Lehan does amazing like glitter and sparkles, and they're beautiful.
Yes.
Go to SpenglerArt.com, find you something. If you can't find something that you really like, message them. They will help you figure it out. The prices are great. The tumblers last forever. The mugs, I mean, we've only had for as long as they've been making them, but they freaking last forever.
Yes.
Yeah, I use my mug for everything. Coffee, regular drinks, whatever. I need something to drink, it's in the mug.
Yes. Yes.
Go get you something.
Mm-hmm. And Suann, thank you so much for joining us a third time on Pestrogen Podcast. Third time. You are an all-star. And you've been on Pest Perspectives.
Yes.
Pretty cool. But you definitely are an expert in your field, and we appreciate your wisdom and everything.
Yes.
Even in like the group Pestrogen and stuff. It's amazing.
Well,
Definitely.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be your first third.
Yes! Sweet times!
Yes, absolutely. And
Hell yeah.
Your knowledge is greatly appreciated by everyone, so we love it.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any last words to give to us, Suann? Sorry, I was still thinking of the Spenglers. I almost said Lehan.
That's okay. I really don't have any closing remarks. I should probably have thought of something to be able to have as so.
Shared a lot.
Don't let ticks eat you.
It's just been a long week, so that's
Oh yeah, it's end of the month. It's coming into busy season. It has been a long week for everybody.
It has, yes.
All right.
Do you have any closing remarks, Jenny?
Nope. That's it.
All right. Well, on behalf of the Pestrogen Podcast, thank you, Suann, so much for joining us for the third time. And with my beautiful co-host, Jenny, I am Candace, and I hope you guys had a great day, and go out and kick some ass.
Go out and kick some ass. Bye.
Bye!
Bye.
And thank you for joining us for another episode of Pestrogen Podcast. You can find us on any streaming service.
Follow us on all our social medias at Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. Don't forget to join us again next week for another episode. And go out and kick some ass.
Go out and kick some ass.